Hey y'all, Pastor James here with the next chapter of our daily Bible study on the book of Genesis. And believe it or not, we are exactly halfway through the book. We've completed 25 chapters and we've got 25 more to go. So up to this point, history-wise, we've gone through creation, Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel. We've gone through the great flood with Noah and the ark and his sons and their wives, and come through the patriarchs into the story of Abraham. We are now into the story of Isaac. Abraham and Sarah have passed on. This is now the story of Isaac in chapter 25. After he and Rebekah got married, their two sons, Esau and Jacob, were born, and that's where we're at right now. So let's dive now into chapter 26. Genesis 26 focuses entirely on Isaac, highlighting God's faithfulness to the Abrahamic covenant as it extended to the next generation. The chapter mirrors several events from Abraham's life, showing God's consistent guidance despite human weakness. Isaac's experiences underscore themes of divine blessing, conflict, and trust in God's provision. So now let's dive into the text. There was a famine in the land, besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines, in Gerar. Then the Lord appeared to him and said, "Do not go down to Egypt. Live in the land of which I shall tell you. Dwell in this land, and I will be with you and bless you. For to you and your descendants I give all these lands, and I will perform the oath which I swore to Abraham your father. And I will make your descendants multiply as the stars of heaven. I will give to your descendants all these lands, and in your seed all the nations of the earth shall be blessed, because Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws." So Isaac dwelt in Gerar. And the men of the place asked about his wife, and he said, "She is my sister." For he was afraid to say, "She is my wife," because he thought, lest the men of the place kill me for Rebekah, because she is beautiful to behold. Now it came to pass, when he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked through a window and saw, and there was Isaac showing endearment to Rebekah his wife. Then Abimelech called Isaac and said, "Quite obviously she is your wife, so how could you say she is my sister?" Isaac said to him, "Because I said, lest I die on account of her." And Abimelech said, "What is this you have done to us? One of the people might soon have lain with your wife, and you would have brought guilt on us." So Abimelech charged all his people, saying, "He who touches this man or his wife shall surely be put to death." Then Isaac sowed in that land and reaped in the same year 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him. The man began to prosper and continued prospering until he became very prosperous, for he had possessions of flocks and possessions of herds and a great number of servants. So the Philistines envied him. Now the Philistines had stopped up all the wells which his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham his father, and they had filled them with earth. And Abimelech said to Isaac, "Go away from us, for you are much mightier than we." Then Isaac departed from there and pitched his tent in the valley of Gerar and dwelt there. And Isaac dug again the wells of water which they had dug in the days of Abraham his father, for the Philistines had stopped them up after the death of Abraham. He called them by the names which his father had called them. Also Isaac's servants dug in the valley and found a well of running water there. But the herdsmen of Gerar quarreled with Isaac's herdsmen, saying, "The water is ours." So he called the name of the well Esek, because they quarreled with him. Then they dug another well, and they quarreled over that one also. So he called its name Sitnah. And he moved from there and dug another well, and they did not quarrel over it. So he called its name Rehoboth, because he said, "From now the Lord has made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land." Then he went up from there to Beersheba, and the Lord appeared to him the same night and said, "I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not fear, for I am with you. I will bless you and multiply your descendants for my servant Abraham's sake." So he built an altar there and called on the name of the Lord, and he pitched his tent there, and there Isaac's servants dug a well. Then Abimelech came to him from Gerar with Ahuzeth, one of his friends, and Phicol the commander of his army. And Isaac said to them, Why have you come to me, since you hate me and have sent me away from you? But they said, We have certainly seen that the Lord is with you. So we said, Let there now be an oath between us, between you and us, and let us make a covenant with you, that you will do us no harm, since we have not touched you, and since we have done nothing to you but good and have sent you away in peace, you are now the blessed of the Lord. So we made them a feast, and they ate and drank. Then they arose early in the morning and swore an oath with one another, and Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. It came to pass the same day that Isaac's servants came and told him about the well which they had dug, and said to him, We have found water. So he called it Sheba. Therefore the land of the city is Beersheba to this day. When Esau was 40 years old, he took his wives Judith, the daughter of Beri the Hittite, and Basemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and they were a grief of mind to Isaac and Rebekah. May God bless the reading of his word. So as always, we have several key themes in the chapter. The first one being God's covenant reaffirmed. A famine strikes the land, and God instructs Isaac not to go to Egypt, but to remain in Gerar. God reaffirms the covenant given to Abraham, promising land, descendants, and global blessing through Isaac's offspring. Isaac's obedience, despite the famine, demonstrates trust in God's direction. So our second key theme is fear and deception. Isaac, just like Abraham before him, tells the men of Gerar that Rebekah is his sister. When Abimelech discovers the truth, he rebukes Isaac but ensures their safety. This repetition highlights recurring human fears and God's continuing protection of the covenant line. So our third key theme is blessing in the land. Despite the famine, Isaac plants crops and reaps 100-fold, evidence of God's blessing. He becomes very wealthy, which leads to envy from the Philistines, who stop up his father's wells. And our fourth key theme is conflicts over water. Isaac reopens Abraham's wells and digs new ones, encountering strife with locals over ownership. So he names the wells accordingly. Esek, meaning contention, Sitnah, being enmity, and finally finds peace at Rehoboth, meaning broad places or room. Our fifth key theme is God's presence and assurance. The Lord appears to Isaac at Beersheba, reaffirming his presence and encouraging Isaac not to fear. In response, Isaac builds an altar, calls on the name of the Lord, and pitches his tent, acts of worship, faith, and settlement. Our sixth key theme is covenant with Abimelech. Abimelech seeks a peace treaty with Isaac, acknowledging that God is with him. They make a covenant at Beersheba, and Isaac's servants discover a new well the same day, confirming God's provision. And then our seventh key theme is Esau's marriage. The chapter concludes with Esau marrying Hittite women, which causes grief to Isaac and Rebekah. This sets the stage for future family tension and shows Esau's disregard for the values of his parents and the covenant lineage. So that's all of our lesson for today, chapter 26 of Genesis. A lot going on here. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit the subscription bar if you haven't done so already, and the notification bell, and above all, the like button so that I know that you liked it. And leave me any comments or questions that you may have, and I'll get back to you on those just as soon as I can. In the meanwhile, until we see each other again for the next chapter, take care of yourself, and God bless you.